Hello, guys and gals, and this is another Vlog Friday. This is number 21, actually, it looks like. If I am looking correctly here. Friday, 21. Yeah, 21. Sorry. Just making sure that my list is correct here. And I didn't write something down in error. Now, anyways. Usually in these vlogs, I have this whole list of things we talk about. It's 7 points, usually that we focus on because they are important, and they are important, which is why I focus on them so readily. And I always try to bring new aspects and new concepts whenever I go over them. One topic that is a little bit, well, there's a lot of contention, I suppose, when you mention anything about suicide. And personally, I don't like suicide. My worldview is that everyone matters, and that to take a life, even your own, out of the world itself loses something very special that can never be replaced. People are incredibly valuable, basically because of what they contribute and their endless potential. Let's try not choke on my own spit here because my mind is processing all this. Anyways, so yeah, there was a quote. It was from World of Warcraft. I believe it was the Burning Crusade expansion or something. It was before I actually played that this quote came into being. And it was along the plot line of Anduin Wynn, that was King Varian Wynn's son, who is a priest, basically, meeting with Velen, the prophet of the leader of the Draenei people, both of which are alliance factions. Anyways, one of them was, and it always struck a chord with me, was that Anduin Wynn came to the conclusion that every person was a world, basically. And Velen wasn't seeing things that way, the Draenei leader. But that always really resonated with me, is that every person had such intrinsic worth. And it's not to be taken lightly either. It's really easy. It's too easy these days to be depressed. Depression is everywhere, and everybody suffers from depression. Don't think that you're alone just because you suffer depression. Everyone suffers through it. But one thing that you can do to maybe help yourself cope with depression a little better is to do something that you enjoy at least once a day. Make sure it's something legal. And if you're a diabetic, you shouldn't go chowing down on brownies or anything like that unless they're sugar-free. And I'm saying that you should probably do something that isn't dangerous to you. You don't want to do something that's dangerous to you just because it's fun. So always keep your health in mind when you do this. I mean, you shouldn't go like bungee jumping or skydiving, anything like that. Well, or you could if you're a thrill seeker, I suppose. But I'm mainly referring to eating something, treating yourself to something that is within your dietary wheelhouse. Or doing something like watching a movie you like or something like that. At least once a day. Pamper yourself at least once a day. Two, there's always someone who cares, and that's also something that can really make all the difference, because this day and age, it's easy to feel that nobody cares, and that's kind of like a message that's out there, is that you're kind of on your own little island, and that nobody cares. But actually, there are people that do care, and there's always someone who does care. It's probably possible to care too much, I suppose. But there's always someone who cares, and you should always think and believe that because it's true. So anytime you feel depressed, then you can always know that somebody cares. 3. Anyways, number 3 is if you are suffering from an affliction, there is no shame in seeking help, and this is always tied to the 5th point. Yeah. 5th point, which we'll get into later. Let's see. If you are suffering from an affliction, there is no shame in seeking help. That's good. Okay. Anyways, I mainly wrote this because society seems to have a stigma against mental afflictions. And there are some mental afflictions, such as paranoid schizophrenia, bipolar, borderline, where you actually need medication in order to cope. And so it's always good to seek help if you have those mental conditions. Another thing, there's also depression, but I admire people that can actually cope with depression, without the medication. There's just a lot of stressful things in the world, and it's just not easy to cope sometimes. So if medication helps you, then there's really no shame in using the medication. But if you're able to cope without it, then that's good. That's good too. In fact, that's awesome. But yeah, there's no shame in seeking help. You shouldn't live a life of misery if there's medicine there to help you. Number 4 is no matter how bad things get, there is always hope. That is also something else to remember if you are feeling down. Things can get really dark. Sometimes the situation can seem too dark that there doesn't seem to be a way out. But as long as you have hope, there's always hope, and there's always a way out. And I'm not talking about the bad way out. There's always a good way out of things. It just might not be apparent at the time. There's always hope as long as you hold on to hope. 5 is societal labels and tags are pointless. People are people, and that's a point that I am trying to get across, is that everyone is a person. It doesn't matter what they believe in, who they love, their religion, their creed, their nationality, the color of their skin. It doesn't matter because people are people. All those factors, all the tags tend to dehumanize people and make them seem less human. But that's always a misnomer because people are people regardless. And even with civil unrest, people just need to get along. People are people. And I've covered that more in other videos. But anyways, people all need to really get along because we all share this planet. And everyone is important. It doesn't matter what people do, what their jobs are, if they even have a job. Everyone is important in some way to the fabric of society. Number 6 is be yourself. There will never be another you. And I always go into the big, the YouTubers that have the most likes and the most subscribers are themselves, and they got where they are by being themselves. If you try to be them, then you'll probably fall short because you're not meeting your full potential. You can only meet your full potential by being yourself. And it's kind of sad when somebody doesn't meet their full potential by, pretending to be somebody else. You just need to be yourself, and people will like you all the same. In fact, people probably like you more if you are truly true to yourself. Last one is always think positive thoughts, and I always end on this note because throughout this week, the rest of this week, or this entire week actually, till next Friday's vlog, think positive thoughts and see if that helps you have hope. Hope. And it might. It's always good, and a perspective change is always good, especially if it's a positive perspective change from negative to positive. It goes back to the placebo effect to a certain extent, except that thinking positive thoughts, having positive thoughts actually works. With the placebo effect, we see the incredible potential of belief. People given sugar pills versus people given real medication. The people who take the sugar pills will actually improve because they believe that the medicine is real. And a lot of that is the power of positive thinking. But positive thinking has lots of scientific benefits that there have been studies made of and on. And it's just really important to have positive thoughts even when things look pretty grim. Anyways, with that being said, I do hope that you all have a great week and that I've helped at least one person with this vlog. A lot of these are points that have been said, what is this? 21 times before, but hopefully they are helpful and bring encouragement. That is my only goal here, to bring encouragement and help to people who need it. Anyways, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you support me in any way, all that information will be in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.